everybody, and welcome to another serious biology video. A lot of people know about evolution, but how many people really understand it? You see, there are a lot of mistakes that people make when thinking about evolution, so here's 5 of them. Perhaps the most common mistake that people make about evolution is simply not believing in it. There's so much evidence of evolution that denying it is practically insane. Before Darwin published his book on the origin of species, scientists were puzzled by the fossils of dinosaurs and other extinct animals. Darwin's theory explained how all these animals went extinct, or evolved into new species. Then, with the discovery of genetics, we found out that dinosaurs didn't completely go extinct, but in fact evolved into crocodiles and birds. And of course, there is convergent evolution, which is when two animals, who are not at all related, evolve in similar environments, thus causing them to have similar appearances and behavior. For example, take squirrel gliders and flying squirrels. Squirrel gliders are marsupials and they live in Australia, while flying squirrels are rodents and they live in Asia, Europe, and America. I think we're all familiar with this image. It shows an ape gradually straightening up and evolving through various hominids into a modern-day human. But this is wrong on so many levels. This chart suggests that evolution is linear and has a clear goal. Some people think that all simple organisms will eventually evolve into something far more complex, like all apes will eventually evolve into humans, because humans are at the very top of evolution. But evolution goes wherever nature takes it. It isn't a line, it's a tree that has millions of branches, where humans sit next to ants, spiders, koalas, sloths, squirrel gliders, and many other animals that are well adapted to their environments. That's why we don't see modern apes such as chimpanzees, gorillas, or orangutans evolving into humans. Orangutans are happy to hang in their tree hammocks, munching on leaves and sleeping in their tree huts. Well, at least they were happy before palm oil industry started to destroy their habitats. Here's a phrase that I think you've all heard. Evolution is survival of the fittest. But this isn't exactly true. Nature doesn't really give awards to the fittest or perfect animals. Nature just selects the animals that are good enough to reproduce and survive in their specific environments. If humans are the perfect species, then why do we still have hiccups? I mean, what's their purpose? Actually, we inherited those from tadpoles. Tadpoles used hiccups to move water across their gills, not into their lungs. Evolution often keeps useless traits in genes, if those don't interfere with the animal's ability to adapt and survive. Okay, let's admit it. Humans are certainly not the perfect species. I mean, just look at our ears. We have weak vestigial muscles around our ears that we inherited from our ancestors. Animals use these muscles to pivot their ears towards a sound source. I can't move my ears 180 degrees like this kangaroo can, but I don't need that to be successful in my environment. So I'm not the fittest here, but I'm certainly fit enough. Many people ask themselves the question, why aren't humans evolving anymore? Well, in reality, we are, but very slowly and gradually. Most mammals can't drink milk after childhood, but we humans have developed lactose tolerance, which allows us to drink milk in our adulthood. But how did it happen? Well, about 10,000 years ago, humans started domesticating cattle, and we found out that drinking milk is actually an extra source of nutrition. So the people who were able to digest milk had an evolutionary advantage over those who didn't. And now, over 90% of the Dutch population has the ability to digest milk. That explains a lot. Can I drink some? That is good stuff. Some people think that evolution is a speedy process, that an ape can quickly evolve into a human, or that an endangered species can quickly adapt to changes in its environment. In reality, it takes hundreds of generations and thousands of years for new species to emerge. But why does it take so long? Very few genetic mutations are advantageous. Most of them are non-beneficial and just plain harmful. Beneficial mutations do help an animal to survive and create more offspring. Chances are that this animal's offspring will have the same mutation. If nature keeps selecting more and more of these animals with this beneficial mutation, then a new species is likely to emerge. But this process takes hundreds of generations, and some endangered species just don't have enough time to adapt to their environments and could go extinct, just like Tasmanian tigers and Hass seagulls. Therefore, we humans need to stop destruction of their habitats, otherwise we will have the blood of so many animals on our hands. It is now our responsibility to save them. You see, there are a lot of mistakes that people make when thinking about evolution. So, but how did it happen? But how did it happen? Okay, so from where?
From, how did it happen?
But how did it happen?
Yes.
But how did it happen?
How did it happen? Would that it were so simple?
Well, that it was so simple.
I can't move my ears 180 degrees like this kangaroo, but I don't need that to be successful in my environment. So, I'm not the fittest here, but certainly fit enough.
No.
Working on your bloopers?
Yeah, no, I don't do it intentionally. Or do I?